Alright guys, how's it going? So I decided I am going to make the video today where I do discuss kind of how I am going to finish the rest of my stats at 200 mil. This is if I don't obviously include any new methods that might come into the game, such as the Elf City coming out probably in a few months. I have no idea when. By the time it comes out, I think I might be near almost done anyways though, so I mean I don't really have much to do with that. The one thing I am hearing about is that LC is supposed to have some type of like really good mining AFK skill or some shit in there. So I'm still debating on switching between warbands for mining or warbands for smithing, which my smithing is, I guess, probably one of my lowest stats pretty soon. And as you guys see in the chat box, I did just get 130 million divination. Anyways, I'm going to assume this video might not be interesting for all, but definitely for the high level players that are also, reaching towards the same goal. I'm going to hopefully assume they sort of enjoy this type of video. But anyway, so I'm going to throw out my experience right here for you guys. This is obviously my rune tracker that shows my experience and all the stats and things like that. This video will also discuss probably what I'll be doing after I get Twitter Model skills, so I guess stay tuned for that, probably around the ending of the video. So, to start off, as you guys know, I like to trade my skills with AFK and non-AFK skills. If I show you guys my daily experience right now, I have 800k almost construction, going to finish that up to 1 million experience sometime tonight. And then 2 million div and more bands and gotta do Book of Char soon. And all the other little daily things, my Silverhawk boots obviously, some Hunter from the Chronics, I don't know. Anyways, I guess I will start from the top, which is fletching. I'm going to probably finish off with, I'm debating on doing traders. I probably wouldn't end up doing traders and fletching at the same time. If you guys didn't know, you can pickpocket traders, which is like the little dwarf things. And whenever you get stunned, you can fletch in between and you won't lose any experience fletching. So technically, fletching is a lossless skill, meaning you don't have to spend any time getting Twitter mill. Same thing with agility, basically, if you have Silverhawk boots. My mouse is fucking up. Please don't stop. But then at the same time, fletching is a skill you want to sometimes save anyways, because sometimes when you wait for things, reset, such as warbinds time, things like that, you normally just bring some broads with you and just fletch anyways. So, I mean, most of I think I have like, my weekly is, like 1.4 mil fletching, and I don't really sit there and just fletch, I just wait for shit. So it's kind of like lossless anyways. Now, as for my woodcutting and fishing, as you guys can tell, they're not that far from being done either. For the most part, I have done most of my fishing from rocktails and most of my woodcutting from ivy way back in the day, and then crystal trees, and that's mostly about it. I'm thinking I am going to finish that off with doing C2 fishing and woodcutting. Since divination has become quite AFK and I still have rune crafting as well to train, if I do decide to stream, I can normally just do those two skills. I would normally stream old school and just do fishing or woodcutting in the background, which would make me be able to pay attention to my stream, but it's not too bad now if I do it with divination or rune crafting especially. So my plan on those two is to hopefully do C2, if not, probably rocktails and playing old school at the same time, but I'm gonna shoot towards doing C2 for those last two skills there. Firemaking is going to be purely from Book of Char. Smithing is going to be a skill I'm going to probably do some with warbands and the rest with either smithing with the forgs, or maybe, I guess that's like the only choice I have basically. Either that or I guess I could do ceremonial swords. Or of course I could do the burial armor and have like 250k or 300k smithing experience AFK. Kind of pricey though, but I guess with all the bonus experience we have these days, wouldn't be too bad. But mining should be done within the next 2 months, maybe 2.5 months, unless something happens where they nerf the warbands experience, which don't think they'll bother doing because they're only going to punish people that have not taken advantage of it at this point, so there's really no point. But yes, hopefully that will be done within 2 months or maybe 3 at the very most if everything goes accordingly and I don't die or anything. And then what was I going to say? Right, firemaking. So firemaking has just about 2 more months as well of doing Book of Char, roughly 3. I do sometimes just do bonfire firemaking if I go AFK and do something, if I'm going to make something to eat, or if I just go to take a shit or take a piss. I know we just get some logs out of my bank and fire make, so it's been a great skill to have along the side of not finishing yet, so that's obviously something that you can always just grab logs and AFK for near a bank, so that's helpful for me. And I wouldn't really say it's inefficient. I mean, if you're going to leave your computer, you're going to basically log out. If you don't log out, then you're saving yourself something. So may as well just grab some logs quickly and click on them and fire make them. Another very smart thing to do is Artisan's Workshop if you want to do the burial armor. If you want to go AFK, if you're about to go to sleep, grab yourself a skiller necklace, go to option number 2, which brings you to the mining guide, or guild, whatever, and then you just go straight there, take out an inventory, and then I'm up in my bed sleeping and I'm still smithing. So that's a few tips, I guess, if you guys ever go AFK. But yeah, hopefully those two skills will be done in the next 2 or 3 months, as well as agility with Silverhawk boots, which is such an achievement. Let me look at my agility monthly. My monthly agility is, yes, 18 mil, so 36 mil the next 2 months if I stay the same experience, which I think I should. So yes, roughly 2.5 months as well for agility. So within the next 3 months, I do plan on finishing agility, possibly fletching in between there, firemaking, and of course mining from the warbands. So that's going to knock out 3 and possibly 4 skills with fletching if I decide to do that or not. And then I do still have thieving, which to me is quite an easy skill. You just sit there and pickpocket traders. I'm debating on if I want to bother doing heist or not for it. Nowadays, when you do heist, you can't really do it as efficient as before. So technically, for me, it's either AFK and get a little bit less experience per hour doing thieving, or just sit there and click and get a lot of agility experience while I do traders. I would say it's almost pointless to do thieving with heist, just because thieving is easy in AFK anyways, and it does trigger a lot of agility boots, so that's kind of a good thing, I guess, on the side. I mean, but to me, thieving is quite AFK. Sometimes I put my computer on the ground, I put on a movie, and I just sit there and click the trader with the sounds on, and I can watch a movie while I thieve, so it's basically AFK to me. But as for right now, I'm going to leave thieving probably not till last, but just a little bit later on, just because it is very easy anyways. It's not going to be hard to finish. And then we get down towards the 2 hard skills right here that I have left. I wouldn't say they're hard, but they're probably the most annoying ones I have left for sure. So I was lucky enough to slowly achieve my 170 million hunter. I think I have about 35 mil monthly hunter right now. Yeah, just about 35 mil. And as you guys can see on my graph, I literally just do it a few times every single day. I do a few mil XP sometimes here and there. The last bit here, I think I did like 6 mil hunter or so there. And I just gradually got up to 170 mil. If you guys ever want a tip to, at least for me, I guess, to finish this game, if you guys are planning on getting 200 mil stats, do the very annoying skills. Let me just click on divination thingy. Do the very annoying skills like every day, just a little bit of it every single day, because the last thing you want to do is have 200 mil hunter to worry about whenever you're almost 200 mil off. Unless you enjoy it, but I personally don't enjoy hunter. Same rule obviously applies to a skill like construction. I don't think anyone can like construction. This is an unlikable skill, just the way it freaking is. It's literally the exact same shit every 3 seconds, non-stop. But anyways, as you guys tell my weekly experience, this is something I want to kind of show you guys once again. I am back on my track of doing 1 million hunter experience a day. Obviously, there is my enlightenment aura I did touch up on right there. I think I did about 3 point something mil experience within the 2 hours, and then I just been doing 1 mil experience a day ever since. Unfortunately, sometime soon I have to do my enlightenment aura again before it resets, which has got me thinking. Construction to me is definitely a skill I can't train for more than like an hour straight. So I've been thinking I might not even use my aura on construction anymore. It's not necessarily not efficient for me. I mean, I could still use on smithing, which would be just as efficient, but it just wouldn't save me as much money. I save roughly like 20 mil, I think. Yeah, around 22 mil or so I save from just doing construction with the aura, which isn't that much compared to the other skills, but let me train some more div. But I'm sure if you guys have done summoning or construction, or probably not hunter, but if you guys do those 2 skills with your enlightenment aura, you can probably tell it's not a very fun skill to do for 2 hours. We're very lucky that they're very fast skills. I can only imagine construction being like 40k an hour. That would be horrible. If that skill is 40k an hour and that intense, I would never get 200 mil. I'd probably bought it before I finish it myself. But yes, I have no issue at all doing like 1 mil construction a day, and if I do keep up with that, I should actually get it within the next 2.5 months as well, which would, well, 2 months and like a week or so. So basically I can get construction exactly the same time as the other 3 or 4 skills within the next 2.5 months if I just do 1 mil a day, which I can very easily do, I believe. Especially when I have a skill like divination to do right after I'm done with construction. Like it's pretty perfect for me. And now I have not discovered, but I've noticed that hunter, you don't actually get that much hunter experience while you train div. If you guys want to see this in my daily, it's roughly like, I don't know, it's like almost 1 to 10 ratio, 1 to 11 ratio for hunter and divination put together, which is all chronics. That's with bonus experience in both right now. So it's pretty ideal. Now if you do have no bonus divination, if you don't ever use your stars on divination, and you have bonus hunter from doing heist, then you should get a 2 to 10 ratio. So this would technically be like 1 mil div today and 200k hunter. or 2 mil div and like 360k hunter, whichever way you want to look at it. But that would be the ratio if you only have bonus and hunter. And lastly, of course, the last two awesome, like this is like the best AFK skills for me. Runecrafting and Div, very freaking AFK to do both of them, and I will definitely enjoy getting those last two skills at 200 mil, just because they're very AFK. But I'm quite proud of how I stuck to my schedule of doing the non-AFK skills and then the AFK skills throughout the day. It really does work out in the long run because you don't have to ever worry about doing a lot of the construction or hunter experience whenever you're almost done the game. Anyways, I am shooting for having possibly runecrafting as my last skill. I'm going to hope for that one. Just because runecrafting is a skill where, once you get to runespan, you don't really want to leave runespan. It's kind of annoying sometimes. You got to leave for a reset, and you got to leave for warbands and daily stuff and things like that. So it's kind of annoying sometimes. If I can have just runecrafting as my last skill, even though smithing will have to be my last skill technically because of warbands, I don't want to, not bother doing warbands because I just want to sit there and do smithing. But obviously, I'm going to have smithing and runecrafting as probably my last ones. I guess it's more efficient to have smithing as my last one just because I'm going to finish it with warbands. But then again, I could just do the AFK method with smithing at Artisan's Workshop. So that's cool too. But yeah, that's basically me wrapping up the last few bit of my skills for you guys. Just talking a little bit about them in the last, I was going to say the last video. Oops. But yeah, hopefully you guys kind of enjoyed. And oh yeah, one last thing I forgot to say was, yes, I do have to train probably another 20 mil hunter experiences, so I'm gonna probably gain about 10 mil hunter from like the last bit of my divination, and then I have to train like the last at least 20 million experience. So that won't be too bad. Be kind of boring, but oh well. I'll probably return to hunter sometime next week, maybe. I don't want to do hunter and construction the same week. I just want to do a bit of each, and then hopefully they'll both be done before all my skills are done. But oops, there's an enrich there. Sweet. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this type of video, sort of. I'm currently 4.1 mil daily, 41 mil weekly, which is pretty impressive, I must say so myself. I've been playing a little bit more than I normally do this past week, and then I have like 155 mil a month. And I just kind of remind myself it's actually the end of the month, basically, so I have to make like a gotta make a monthly wrap-up video. You know, this is sort of a monthly wrap-up video, but oh well. Maybe I should make this my monthly wrap-up video. I don't really know. Anyways, I'll see you guys next video if I decide on making this my monthly wrap-up or not. I probably won't just because I didn't talk about my month much. I just kind of talked about the skills I'm going to be doing next. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this type of video. If you did, give it a big like, and I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Oh, and tomorrow's video will be my armadillo. I have already done about 120 kills so far, but I'm going to keep up with that slowly every day while I do things like divination. So even though divination is supposed to be my relaxing and AFK time, I'm going to go on my other account and do some Armadillo boss. But if you guys look at my A-log, which I did forget to put on private yesterday, but I probably will do tonight. I didn't forget, I just kind of like didn't care too much. I mean, if you want to look at my A-log and ruin it, then go ahead and do it. But obviously, I'm still going to work on the videos for it. But yeah, that's the video. Everything's looking pretty well. Hopefully, I don't know exactly if I would say my, estimated time until I'm done my 200 mil stats. I'm not really too worried about how long it's going to take me. I'm just looking at it down the road and how my skills will slowly mesh together, and I'll finish them all off. And like I said, I want to leave an AFK skill for my very last skill, so I don't have to worry about try-harding the last bit of my experience. I can just AFK it and be like, oh, I'll be done soon, this is sweet. Alright, one more thing I forgot to talk about. So, my plans on after getting 200 mil everything. This is a very long video. I guess you guys enjoy that anyways. The longer the better is what she said. So my plans on getting, what I'm going to do after I get 200 all stats is, I'm still debating if I want to get a trim completion escape. They're adding a lot more stuff every damn week on that goddamn thing. And I don't really care too much for the cape. It's not really much of a long-term thing I want, but maybe it will become a long-term thing. There's obviously something called a true trim, which I don't think I really want to bother doing this because it's like another year of playing. It's not grinding, though, at the very least. It's not like you have to train skills, but a lot of it's just AFK stuff. I will probably AFK Castle Wars after 200 Malal, and by the time I get 5,000, well, it's not 5,000, it's like 3,000 tickets. I don't know how many tickets it is. I currently do have 2,000 Castle Wars tickets that I got way back in the day without fucking boosting. I did it by just freaking doing airstrike on the... Not airstrike, wind wave or some shit on the castle where people ran by us, and that was fun days. But yeah, I have 2,000 tickets from like way back in the day. I think like 2006 time, 2007, around there. before I obviously cared about experience. So very, very young Alkan, very noob. I think it's around 4,000 gold tickets you need, so I'm not too sure. They changed it a few times. It used to be just like 5,000 games, and now I think you can do it in less than 5,000 games if you basically boost it, but I'm not going to be having to boost it because I won't be wasting the experience, which is a nice thing. And for the most part, I probably will actually play some Castle Wars. I mean, I don't want to just sit there and AFK the entire time. I might just so I can work on other things, but if I feel like doing some Castle Wars, then be ready to see some amazing Castle Wars Pro by Alkan. I'm going to set up barracks to piss everyone off. But yeah, hopefully I'm going to hope by the end of the year I can finish. This is a 15-minute video. What the fuck? If you guys have watched this entire thing, you guys have a big fucking dick. Holy shit. I don't know if you guys are entertained or not, but if you guys watch the entire video, comment below freedom. Yeah, comment freedom. There you guys go. Freedom. The irony of making everyone comment the word freedom on when I'm going to finish my 200 mil stats video. Freedom after, yeah. But of course, once I'm done, I'm going to get 200 mil all skills and old school after, so it's